The Nimble with Numbers team presents Chalked Blocked with Bo Big Time McBrayer.
Bam! I gotta know what a $5 shake tastes like.
That's hot. That's hot.
I want winning, folks. You don't know diddly.
And his partner, Scott Stag Simpson.
Do you know who I am?
Trying to put Tiger Bomb up the jungle's nuts.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
I gotta catch a glimpse of these warlocks. Let's make a move. Let's make a move. Let's make a move.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to Chalk Blocked, the world's sexiest DFS show. For now, I'm Bo McBrayer, brought to you as always next to Scott Simpson, Nimble with numbers, Nimble W numbers, not Nim Blue numbers.
I can't believe people thought that. That's so weird.
It's actually funny because now you can't unsee it.
I see it every time now, but it's just like, what? I mean, who actually? It's Nim Blue. Oh,
Who's Nim? Who is Nim, and why did he blow those numbers?
Nim's your mom, mate. Nim's your mom. Yeah.
Nobody blows more numbers than Nimble.
You know what? That is the truth. I fuck them all up, big time. Yeah, long time, hard time. So,
oh no,
yeah, it's true. But I'm excited, dude. We're gonna break down the slate like we always do using Run the Sims. Please go check out Run the Sims. I will put the link to sign up if you have not already in the description below. You can check it out and do all the signing up for us, and make lots of money. And by the way, that hat is hot. By the way,
like, subscribe, jingle the bell. You know the drill, guys. If you haven't liked, subscribed, and jingled the bell yet, then you're missing out on all the times to go live. Like Craig, Craig didn't know we had two separate shows for the Clash and for Chalk Blocked, and we do. The Clash is a short one; it's only 20 minutes. But Chalk Block, we can go all night. We're doing Slate Walk. We don't have to really hurry it up.
My wife's out of town. She's gone. So it's whatever. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. I'm dropping.
My family's in the living room watching Harry Potter. So
I like that. Yeah. Well,
Harry.
Hello. I'm dropping the Run the Sims link in the YouTube chat. So please,
the Slate Walk.
Hey, get your Slate Walk. Please do. Patron them. I love Justin Freeman and Pat Mayo, two of the best in the biz. Yeah. So
I love when they agree with me on showdown slates.
Makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially when you win.
Oh,
and they win at a high clip, so it's really nice because the Thursday night game was great. I was locked in with my showdown lineups. I happened to run the Sims after I set them, and it was right in line with what I was doing. So I was like, all right, snip, snap, let's fucking go win some money.
Lock and load. I do love the Sims, man, and the people are great too. So, all right, well, let's talk about this week's Run the Sims. Right, we've got a shorter slate, 12 games, not 13, not 14. Got the Thursday night
because
game.
of London. I got to get up at 6:30 in the morning for the London game.
Lucky London, I mean, it's just
foggy London town. Yeah, marbles in my mouth, and I know it's plugged up.
Bob's your uncle, Bibs, Bobs, and all the trubs.
My top teeth are quite green today.
It's ridiculous over at Trafalgar. Get yourself together, mate. But anyway, so let's talk New York Jets, Pittsburgh Steelers. This game has gone up. It's gone up. I can't believe it. It's like added a point. People are really excited about this game now. It's just surging, as the kids say. Is this moving the needle for you? Because I think I told you earlier.
It's an easier under to bet now.
It is an easier under to bet. I like Najee in cash. I'm playing him against you in cash. I didn't really talk about it previously, but I like him in cash just because of volume and also PPR. And also the Jets kind of not the best at stopping running backs. But do you like anybody else on Pittsburgh's side for GPP purposes?
Yes. I am happy to play Chase Claypool, and I'm not usually happy to play Chase Claypool.
Most people aren't.
4,700. He does have a defined role in this offense, and he's kind of overdue for scoring a touchdown. So I have a feeling that he's going to score one in Sunday's game. And at that price point, it's excellent. So, yes, I will play a little bit of Chase Claypool. But other than that, no, not in tournaments. No. Deontay is so chalky, it's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. We talked about him yesterday. I think he was 16% on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network.
Damn.
He
What's going on here?
Yeah. Shout out Derek Brown. We love DB in the house as always. Go back to Garrett Wilson. Oh, we will. We will for sure.
We haven't even covered
yeah,
the Jets yet. We're going to be playing some Jets this week.
Well, the Jets are just so cheap. I mean, look at this, 5,400. The Sims don't love them, but I mean, it's okay. The Sims don't have to love everybody.
2% Elijah Moore, though. Good Lord.
Yeah, the 6%.
4% Garrett Wilson. They're both priced well, and they're both leverage plays. I don't know if I agree with that leverage or that optimal rate for either one of them. I think it's going to be a little higher than that, like 4 or 5%, 6% optimal rate. But Elijah Moore at 4,800, the guy is so overdue right now. And Zach Wilson's playing. From what I've heard. So Garrett Wilson's good enough. He's going to get open. He's going to get peppered because he's good. Elijah Moore's been getting open too, just not getting targeted as much. And I think that changes because Zach Wilson, I mean, he's something, right? Right?
He's something. He might not throw the ball 50 times though, and right now that's what Flacco had been averaging. I think it brings a little more stability to the offense.
I don't know that they changed I don't know that they change it that much. We don't know what they're going to look like this season with Wilson. Maybe they didn't like what they saw last year with Wilson running around a lot. It was more like he would scramble too soon. Flacco isn't even going to try to scramble. And that's why he's dumping it off a million times. I don't know that they want Zach Wilson scrambling around. I think they want him to try to emulate Joe Flacco and use his athleticism within the pocket like you see Patrick Mahomes do. And that was the comp that we were all shoved down our throats all off season in 2021 leading in was that how much Zach Wilson reminds us of the gunslinger Patrick Mahomes. And I was looking at it going, what? Yeah, maybe he's got the moxie, but he does not have the skill. And he's had a rough go of it. And he, of course, had the knee injury in the preseason, and he's back now. I think this is a good thing for Elijah Moore because for whatever reason, Joe Flacco was not looking his way. And I've already looked at the tape, and there was no reason for him not to get good target share. And he actually did get a nice tick up last week. It just didn't turn into very many fantasy points. So I'm going to play both of those guys. I'm going to play a lot of Breece Hall, though. Breece Hall at 5,400 is an absolute steal. This is a neutral to positive game script, in my opinion, for the Jets, which leads me to believe that Breece Hall is going to get plenty of work. He's already been getting a growing amount of touches in this offense over Michael Carter. And unless the Steelers are blowing the doors off the Jets, I don't see Carter getting involved as much. So Breece Hall 5,400 is such a great smash spot for me because he's so good at football.
Yeah. I like the comments from Craig. It says, Scott, your wife is Wilson. You know what? She is camping right now in the rain, in the hurricane. The girls had a camping trip.
Camping in the
London's with her too. So I mean,
man.
Yeah, I know. It's not.
He probably bought her a movie ticket and said, "Hey, come back in a couple
hours." London would never come back. So we know it's true.
She's like, "Oh, I'm going to the movies. All right, cool. Bye."
Yeah. DB, his comp was Trubisky. Yeah, you know what? That's not bad at all. I'm gonna kind of stay away from the Steelers wide receivers, even though I like a little bit of Deontay Johnson in cash, but it 6,000 is great, but 19% ownership. That's crazy because there's like 100 wide receivers, so that there's 20%.
I love Deontay just as much as anybody else, but my God, that's too much. Jock. Block that, Jock.
Block that, Jock. Yeah. All right. Let's talk Tennessee going into Indy, 3.5 points. Indy riding high. Are they in for a letdown right now?
Are they riding high just because they barely won last week?
They're right. Are you kidding? Matt Ryan looked like he had won his own personal Super Bowl. He was so excited at the end of that game.
Yeah, after he played god awful for 3.5 quarters.
Terrible game. When you don't score over 40 collective points and you're the Chiefs, I mean, that's not a good game for any team that you played or that you're playing.
I wish somebody had warned us that the Chiefs' offense isn't that good. I wish somebody had warned us.
Tried to tell us. He tried to tell us. We didn't listen.
I wish somebody had warned us that they don't have any good wide receivers on their whole team except Travis Kelce.
Mecole Hardman did warn us when he said, "I hope that Sky Moore brought his comfy sleeping gear so he can get lots of rest and take naps and shit." That didn't make me very.
We kind of chuckled at that back at the time, but Nicole was not lying to us. He was saying because Sky Moore, like this was my tweet earlier this week, is that Sky Moore is tied with his college teammate at Western Michigan, D. Eskridge, with 23 total snaps this season. It's not good. Not good.
It's not
and
good.
it's
No,
not.
that's bad.
It's not because he's not good. It's because he's not ready yet. And for some wide receivers, some wide receivers are just not quite ready, even though they are good. Like Debro and I are simpatico. We know Sky Moore is the truth. He is their best wide receiving option on the team. He's just really raw. I mean, he's coming from the MAC. That's a big learning curve as a wide receiver, especially going into Andy Reid's offense from the MAC. That's pretty complex stuff. Mecole Hardman's taken 3 years. He still hasn't figured it all out. So I'm going to bank on Sky Moore getting a growing role. I'm not ready to play him in DFS yet, but I am going back to Indy. I'm kind of all in on Pittman at a lower projected ownership than I expected.
That's hilarious, by the way. Andrew Cooper, always funny as shit. That's just so funny. Points per fair catches. He's been off the charts.
Points per muff. Him and Kyle Phillips are number tops of the board.
Oh, that's so funny. In this matchup, if you're going to play a high price Colt, are you leaning more Jonathan Taylor? He's been a little banged up, right? Questionable toe. Pittman? Because I'm going Pittman. I like Pittman a lot too.
JT is great, but 8,800 is not letting me build a good DFS lineup. Like even if he pops off, you're getting crushed under everything else because a lot of the best plays right now are priced up. This is not a value type week. You're not finding a lot of guys who are getting a lot of meaningful snaps and targets that are priced down quite a ways. Like we're always hunting for those value plays. There's not that many this week. And so if you are going to spend up, you better spend up where you can actually maneuver around it. And I can't really find a way to do that too well with Jonathan Taylor in my lineup.
Yeah, it's a construct that does leave you razor's edge because you got to hit on all your other kind of lower price plays. And maybe you do. Maybe you hit the Devin Duvernays or whatever they are. They're going to go off this week or whoever's going to do it. But it's a different because you don't have a stud that you're like, I can trust AJ Brown or I can trust.
I'm not saying don't play Jonathan Taylor because that'd be crazy, but I'm saying it's going to be tough to build a winning optimal lineup around him. That's always the key is 1 out of 9 players isn't going to win you anything.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, I like that. On the other side, oh man, Tennessee, interesting. They've been dog shit, and then the Raiders are more dog shit, and so you've got
It's exciting.
It's the immovable dog shit versus another immovable dog shit, and the Raiders were like, we're bigger dog shit, and we knew it, but it was proven true. How does Tennessee kind of go into Indianapolis? I heard a pundit is calling for a straight upset today in local radio here in DC. Tennessee take the points. They're going to win outright. They said it seemed a little robust given their lack of
what grounds. On what grounds? Maybe they get
recency bias. Complete recency bias. If you win the week before and another team loses and you kind of look good and you're Ryan Tannehill into the end zone, you're a highlight on ESPN. People just go, oh yeah, they're back, they're winning. But
people are sleeping on this Colts defense. You know what they've had to put up with. Yeah, I think, there you go. Coop has got it figured out. Just bet JT to smash the over props instead of spending on that JT and DFS. There's lots of ways to play JT. DFS is not it this week. This Titans Colts game is going to be close. So yes, I can see Tennessee beating them maybe by a touchdown late. It could happen. Am I banking on that happening? No, I'm going to favor Indianapolis in this game.
Yeah, I think
they have a better team.
They've been getting better. Matt Ryan, you saw a touchdown drop by Alec Pierce in week 1. That if that happens, it doesn't happen, they win, right? So they didn't have a tie. They're 2-1 instead of 1-1. And so they look a little bit different on paper. Then they last week beating the Chiefs defensively. They look good. Chief looks bad, And I'm not ready.
People are sleeping on this Colts defense.
Yeah. Well, at let's see what the price point is here. At 3,000, that's a nice little price. I like that. That's not. You're not breaking the bank there. DB's in there. He's saying, Indy straight up is winning this game. I like
smart.
that.
He's a smart guy. He's
Dude,
smart.
He's one of the smartest. I love these here, and I'm not gonna lie, makes me feel good.
He's actually my coworker now. Did you know that? Coworker.
Yeah. Is that over at the Fantasy Pros? Is that coworker? I love Fantasy Pros. Oh, we got we got two DBs. We got Dan Brown rocking it out. Yeah, love Dan. Yeah, we're double Brown tonight.
Back in the day, they got mistaken for one another quite a bit.
I remember that. Yeah. No, that's great. Let's talk and we didn't build any stacks here, but we should have. Let's go back and real quick and build a stack, just because I'm sleeping on the stacks.
You fire the producer here.
You know what? Look, I'm gonna build 150 before we even start, so I'm not.
Hey, that's the best you've ever done.
Thank you.
Onward and upward.
Yeah. Are you running it back with a Najee Harris, or are you going to go wide receiver with Chase Claypool?
If I'm doing a stack in this game, it's going to be on one side or the other. I'm not running it back. I do game stacks in high scoring games. This isn't going to be one.
They still have Joe Flacco in here, which is not good. So let me go back to the player pool and say I want no Joe Flacco. Right? I'm going to X out the Flacco because they don't even have. Okay. I can't run the Sims for the Jets. I'm not. Are you stacking anybody in the Indy game?
No.
All right, let's get to the first stack of the game.
Didn't worry about it.
Yeah, all right, perfect. I'm just exactly what the producer wanted.
We can stack this game.
Oh, we can. Yeah, we are fancy.
I think that URL is still available, Craig. If you want to check it out.
Yeah. Oh my god. I like the Austin Eckler stack. Are you into that stack at all? It's a weird QB RB stack, not normal stack, right? We're not talking something we normally do, but I like it with Eckler's. Is the second wide receiver on the team? That's what he is. He's a wide receiver too.
Yeah, and especially with Keenan Allen, probably he's already been ruled out. It's gonna be tough to stack him and Herbie. If you think they're going to win convincingly, it's going to be through Eckler. And I'm not sure you need Herbert to get there for this type of game. I think Houston's dead last against running backs. They haven't been able to tackle anybody. Khalil Herbert went nuclear last week on them. Austin Eckler is overdue for a big performance. I'm going to be very heavy on Austin Eckler. And if I do any stacking with Herbert, I'm probably going to have a little bit of Gerald Everett, a little bit of DeAndre Carter, and maybe just a sprinkle of Mike Williams. Mike Williams has not looked good without Keenan Allen on the field.
I mean, he looks good on like touchdowns that are the most incredible plays you've seen that week, and then that's it.
You remember his official show nickname is the anti-cat because he never lands on his feet.
No, but at least he lands with a touchdown in his hands, which is, that's good.
Saves our bacon.
It does. You need that. I like Brandon Cooks in this game at 5,800. Do you like him at all? No.
Nope.
You're saying no. You going?
I'm not playing any Houston players in this
game.
I think it's going to be like a 27-10 game.
Yeah, a little Justin Herbert and DeAndre Carter. And then do you want to do a double stack here with Carter and Everett?
No, that's gross.
No. Well, you're the one who said it. I didn't say it.
No, I said I'm going to get skinny with it if I'm stacking. I'm not doing a lot of Chargers stacks. I just want a lot of Eckler. I think Eckler's going to go off.
Okay. All right. There you go. All right. We have tiny bits of stacks. All right. Let's get to a game that I'm not stacking, but I do like the RB plays.
So gross. This game is if you're watching this game, I want you to go out and get red zone somehow so you don't have to watch this game.
Please don't watch
this game will not be on red zone very much.
No. But when it is, it'll be Saquon Barkley or Khalil Herbert, I believe, getting people into the red zone, long runs, or whatever it is.
This is a good game to do your dueling banjo running back stack.
Yes, it is. This is a banjo. I love this. This is we talked about this yesterday on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and Bo wasn't completely sold on it then, so you're coming around to it a little bit more. No, he's not.
The problem for me is Saquon at 8,000 is just a touch too much for me because I don't. Yeah, it's hard to get around. Again, 8,000 for a running back this week when you have great running back matchups like Khalil Herbert at 57. Like you almost have the same outlook there. Obviously, Saquon Barkley is one of the best in the game, and he's got a higher likelihood of popping off. But for 8,000, that's tough, man. It's tough to build around. So if I am doing any stacking in this game, it would be that face off with Saquon and Khalil Herbert. That would be a nice little, what I call dueling banjo stack.
I like that little terminology. You can't add defenses on the stack, but you could also roll either one of those defenses with the running back if you're favoring one. If you're a Giants fan, maybe you'd do that. Yeah,
I'm not playing the defenses either.
Well, I do think that both quarterbacks are turnover prone and are not. They're both running quarterbacks, and fumbles are on the table. It's going to be wet, I believe, as well. The weather could be.
Is it now?
So with the hurricane flying through this whole weekend, I think the whole East Coast is kind of get absorbed. So I mean, this game could be a fumble. Not gonna lie, but you don't have to do the same thing that I do or that Bo does. You can fade either one of us, honestly. All right, let's talk about the next game. Let's talk about the next game. I'm excited for this game because I want to see Washington suffer. I went and watched the clips of the Dallas Cowboy player arguing with the Washington fan. That's a famous clip, and he's like, "I bet you call out sick tomorrow. I bet you don't call out. I bet they don't see you at work tomorrow. Bye. We want Dallas." So I mean, it's in Dallas, so it's not going to be as emasculating for the Washington fans. But I think this is a shellacking. I think Dallas wins by 10 points, not because of the quarterback situation. It's because their defense is way better than Washington's offensive line, and their skill position players. If you can't get Curtis Samuel the football because you like to hold. I don't know who holds more. Is it Carson Wentz or is it William Wallace in that scene? Hold, because that's all he does with the ball. Yeah. He holds it the whole time, and he gets sacked.
And the problem is that he holds it instead of throwing to open receivers. You see guys running open, and he doesn't let it loose. He does not let it loose. And he takes sacks. And like I said, the only time you see Carson Wentz do well is when they're running man-to-man coverage or they're sending a blitz and that blitz gets picked up. And I don't think they're going to be picking up much against Dallas, who leads the league in turnover-worthy plays forced and sacks and pressures. It's going to be nasty for Carson Wentz if he's not just getting rid of that football quick.
So, do you know who has the second quickest release when it comes to it's
second quickest to me?
No, well, hey, I wasn't trying to put you out there, buddy, but yeah, I'm like Carson Wentz. There's a lot of pumping that goes on before I get the ball off. But I will say
before you get sacked,
before the turnover. Yeah, before the fumble. But I'll just say this, with Cooper Rush, he gets the ball out really quick. So with that being said, how do we evaluate this Dallas Cowboy offense and how it's going to kind of flow through? Are we going heavy bone, as we like to say, on CD Lamb? Are we looking at Tony Pollard as a kind of pay down option? How are you looking at this? You're the best. You're the best. You're the expert on Dallas. Like I defer, honestly, everything you say about Dallas, I eat it up.
It's not a stackable offense, of course. We're not expecting any kind of upside out of Cooper Rush. But I like Noah Brown, quick release, slot receiver. He's been getting open, making the right plays every game. He's been a favorite of Cooper Rush's. They were on the second team together for years. Noah Brown's looking pretty decent as an option, even at 4,900. That was the example I was going to give you to play better than Romeo Doubs, but he does cost a little bit more. Just the scheme wise, they're looking for Noah Brown. They're looking for CD Lamb quite a bit. I'm liking all these guys. I like all of them separately, though. I don't want them correlated in the same lineup, unless I'm doing like a dual, like a face-off slot receiver, like dueling banjo slot receivers with him and Noah Brown, Curtis Samuel face-off. That would be a decent little stack with correlation because I figure both of these quarterbacks are going to try to get the ball out quick, just so they can move the ball down the field. Because otherwise, even Dallas's offensive line against this Washington front gives me a little bit of worry. If Cooper Rush isn't finding open receivers, he's going to take as many sacks as Carson Wentz will.
Well, Washington does have a stout front four, but their linebackers are complete trash.
Garbage.
So if you can get past that, into the second layer, you can kind of get going. So is this a rushing game for Zeke, or is this more kind of a little dump out of the backfield? 3rd and 7, 3rd and 4, little pass that goes for 15. How's this offense actually move the ball down the field against this Washington defense?
Hopefully through Tony Pollard in the passing game. We haven't seen it yet this year, but the weakness for Washington is so obvious. What they've already given up so many points to is receiving backs who can run those Texas routes and option routes in the middle of the field. And you put them in space against an inside linebacker, and Washington is overmatched there. Whether it's Zeke or Pollard running routes, I think either one of them could have a good game in this one. It's going to come down to the usage. I like Pollard a little bit more because he's a more explosive player, but Zeke he's always a threat to score a touchdown and make you regret not playing him. 6,000, 6,100, you could go either way here.
What do you think about Antonio Gibson? J.D. McKissick not getting a lot of usage right now. I think Gibson is a great GPP play. I think he
is because Dallas can be run on.
Yes. And Washington's going to feed the running back just to get the pressure off of Carson Wentz, So now who's adding to the deliverance stuff, Greg? Yeah, I mean,
you got a pretty mouth.
Yeah. Man, I'm glad I watched that on TBS, not on.
we turned on The Hangover on Hulu, and we found out that in the first scene that it was the cable version. Like every other word in The Hangover was blanked out. They couldn't say any of the no homophobic slurs, no insensitive terms of any kind were allowed. It was nothing. Everything was bleeped out of The Hangover, and we were like, well, this kind of sucks.
This kind of sucks. Does it suck as much as Amon-Ra St. Brown not playing this weekend? Oh my God.
My best, most creative hot take ever was writing on Amon-Ra St. Brown. And it's just going to be part of the old history books. But look at the chalk on Jamal Williams. Holy smokes.
Right. That is 30.
What does that say about Seattle's run defense? It's not good, guys.
That's crazy. Cash, I like it. 30% though. You know what? It's a good pivot. And if you're listen, Craig Reynolds, if you're just going to go and do something completely different in this, and you don't want to eat any chalk, he's 1%. So that's a third. I mean, it's 28% difference there. It's a big.
I know Debro likes that one. He's been tooting Craig Reynolds' horn all week.
It is such a nice little juicy morsel. And then also on the other side, I think it makes Josh Reynolds, if he plays, he's got an injury too. An option.
Everybody's hurt.
Hawkinson too. 4,100, not too bad.
Yeah.
So there's some other.
I'm a DJ Chark guy this week. If I'm going to play any tournament wide receivers in this game, it's going to be DJ Chark.
DJ Shark, DJ Shark.
Pretty much, yeah.
No, I like that play. Are you building any stacks? Do we need a stack attack this game here? Yeah, it's a little ugly.
I don't want to. Both quarterbacks are not stack worthy. They're not sponge worthy.
They're not. I can pass on them to this next game, and it is definitely sponge worthy. This game. This is like this is the game I'm actually looking forward to watching the most out of all of the games. I hope the red zone is here constantly because Jalen Hurts is electric, and I want to see AJ Brown just scoring all over you, just trouncing on your soul. So with that being said, I love the AJ Brown Jalen Hurts stack. It's an expensive.
Me
stack.
Too.
Oh,
Me too.
Bitch. No.
Oh, you want me to disagree with that? That's the smartest thing you said all week.
Thank you. I stole it from Mike Cash Collins. It is 10% only for Jalen Hurts. I thought he'd be a little bit more rostered. I'm not going to lie. He is expensive, but people are scared of Jackson, though.
They have been looking really good on defense.
I mean, Minnesota, they did away with them. Washington, they did away with them. I mean, Philly just looks like they're manimals this year. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's true. but Jacksonville's surprised. They've been decent.
They're
So
quick. They're quick.
no,
They can
I'm
push
not.
the front, though.
Well, the other Josh Allen, edge rusher Josh Allen, is an absolute freak. And the
Yes.
other edge rusher they have is the number 1 overall pick, Trayvon Walker. And so
Oh,
they got a couple really, really quick edge rushers that they get home often. And they're they're nasty, big, fast guys. Like they're both huge dudes who can move.
They're not good to have you coming at. If they're coming at you, it's not good. It's terrible.
However, if they break contain and you get Jalen Hurts on the outside break and contain, we're going to see some big numbers out of Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Another interesting note for this game is that Boston Scott is out, which means that there's a little bit narrower of a running back share here with Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell.
I like that. Are you running it back with any Jag? You like James Robinson, Christian Kirk? He's expensive this week.
Kirk is priced up, and he's facing a really, really tough matchup. So, no, I will not be playing any Christian Kirk this week. I'm fading him based on price and rostership from how well he's playing, and because I think the matchup is really negative. So
would you go
none of him, but
ETN?
I'm playing ETN. I'm playing J-Rob, and I'm also this. I hate to say it, but I'm going to sprinkle in some Evan Ingram.
You know what? I'm not going to tell anybody that you did that. It's okay. No one has to know.
And I'm also going to sprinkle in some Zay Jones, even though that's not really controversial because he's been getting a lot of looks from Trevor Lawrence.
He's been playing well. That's a fact as well. Any Devontae Smith? Because I also know you look some Quez. I'm not gonna pretend you don't. I
like some Quez. I love some Slim Reaper. This game, like you said, is going to be fun to watch. The Eagles are the only undefeated team in the NFL right now, and the Jags are surprisingly not bad. Who knew? They are in first place in the AFC South.
Yeah. It's interesting what a year difference can make when your coach isn't a complete idiot. That's the only nice way to say it. Just like kicking the kicker.
That is the nicest way to say it.
Yeah. I mean, just not an idiot. So, Doug Pearson, Super Bowl winning coach. So it's a little bit different.
Dougie.
I'm no hate there at all.
Dougie revenge game narrative.
It is. It's a really interesting game. Let's talk about the best game of the whole weekend, though, for me, and it's because it's local and the buzz is building here. And I want to see Buffalo just have a great game, and I want to see Baltimore hang in there and score a bunch of points. You think it's going under 51? I think it's going to go a little bit over 51. Talk about your best play in this game. If you had one moment, one shot, your M&M play, who's it going to be?
Where I scoffed at the chalk earlier on a different player, I am not scoffing at the Stephon Diggs chalk. I'm going to have a ton of Stephon Diggs, because if I know there's an advantage to be had here, it's against the corners of Baltimore, and Stephon Diggs beats everybody. And so if he can beat everybody and anybody in this league, he's definitely going to be able to beat an old Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey and a bunch of other guys.
Yeah, you know what? PFF has him rated as a 75, which is good. He's in the top like 6 or 7. But I do think that he's been a manimal so far this year. He's
unstoppable.
Yeah, he's first in targets and second in receptions. He is first in yards, first in touchdowns, first in points. So he's Cooper Cupping it right now is what he's doing. So he's not Cooper Kupp, but he is the Cooper Kupp of the slate, because there is no Cooper Kupp on this slate, and he's only 8,400, which is actually a nice bargain. He should be $9,000. That's what he should be. In case DraftKings wants to know how they should do their job, I'm telling them what to do. What about Mark Andrews as a run back? It's expensive, but I like it as a stack. If there's going to be somebody here who I think gets over, I'm not sure it's Devin Duvernay. I'm not sure it's Rashad Bateman with those safeties. Is it Mark Andrews?
I'm going to tell you a secret here, and I'm going to agree with our former co-host, Jordan Vanek, and say that I'm going to not just fade Lamar Jackson this week, which is unheard of because he's one of my favorite players I've ever watched play football, but I'm fading Lamar Jackson. I'm fading this whole offense this week because Buffalo is ticked off after how they lost last week. and they are going to go into Baltimore, into your crab cake eating motherfucking state, and beat the brakes off the Baltimore Ravens. And it won't be close, and the Ravens won't score more than 20 points. So I'm full fading this entire offense.
What's the score in this one? What do you think? Is it 35-20? Is it 38-20?
What I predicted it last night, 31-17.
31-17.
Yeah.
Under as well.
Yes, 48. Yeah. That's a 48 total, so I'm going 48. Under.
Yeah. Stack-wise, I like to go stack attack. I'm going to put a stack together with Josh Allen, and then I'm going to put Devin Duvernay in there because I do like him.
Gross. Yeah. Don't be chasing points, Scott. This is how we lose.
At 4,100, who else?
He's too much. He's too much.
Too much. So you don't think he could even get
12
points?
snaps a game and getting lucked into end zone targets once a game?
Well, if we're talking GPP, you want some differentiation. Let's look at his rostership here. Let's take a look here.
No thanks.
Okay.
Whatever it is, it's too much.
It's too much.
Miss me with the Duvernay BS because it ain't going to happen again.
2%. 2%.
2% too many.
Would you rather have Jamison Crowder at 4,100? Same price.
No.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So
I don't have to have anybody there.
Only playing Diggs in this game?
Yeah.
Only
Davis. No, a little bit Gabriel Davis because even though he's been hobbled and his ankle's been sore, he said he's going to play on Sunday, and he's a touchdown threat and a big play guy. And if the Baltimore Ravens secondary breaks down, which they've been prone to do this year, Gabe Davis could have a multiple touchdown game. And I don't even like Gabe Davis that much. He's good, but he's not great like Diggs is. And if he's not 100%, we're still going to have Gabe Davis out there scoring touchdowns. It's very possible because the secondary for Baltimore is such a question mark.
I'm just surprised you didn't actually talk about the real narrative in this and the fact that Stephon Diggs went to Maryland. He's in Maryland. Why don't you show out in Maryland? I mean, that was the story, but I'm going to let you
Here
get
it
to
comes.
It.
He's going to roast that Ravens team is going to be upset with how bad they get beat in this game.
He might dance on their logo like the Tennessee Titans did.
I don't think he will. Yeah. He's going to get cheered there a lot. Like people love him over there.
I love Stephon. Listen, I'm a Terp, and as a Terp, to see another Terp do well, and I've always loved him when he was here.
Coming up on the Carolina game though, so maybe we need to pour one out for our other Terp out there.
Hold on, you know what? I wasn't drinking yet in the show. As a matter of fact, I haven't had any drinks for a little bit since the beach. But you know what? I'm gonna just pour myself one now because this fucking game. Give me a second. Can you talk about your Bet US sponsorship and where people can find you and get a little bit of that money? Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on.
So yeah, make sure you go to bit.ly/McBigTime and get yourself a 125% deposit match on BetUS. That means if you deposit $100, your account will show $225 of betting funds in your bankroll. Go out and place your bets on BetUS and use my link bit.ly/McBigTime. Get yourself that 125% deposit match. I think he's got a drink because we're going to be pouring one out for DJ Moore soon. But we have to cover the Browns and Falcons. Gross.
All right. Yeah, the Browns and Falcons, kind of gross. Let me just ask you. You get to pick the drink, okay? Because it'll be the last one for my Compass box. It's Hedonism. It's one of my favorite vanilla-rich, alluring blends.
Yeah, you never shut up about that one.
One of my fucking favorites. It's the best. And then this was the one I bought with my Christmas bonus from Pat Mayo last year. And then
Albini Caribbean Cask.
Like one of my fucking favorites too. So which one should I go, Bo? I'll give you the
I think Chalk Block deserves you polishing off a bottle and tipping it up.
I'm with that. I'm with that. I might actually get into both of them because that's just how it goes today.
I'm drinking Russell's Reserve 10-year age.
Yeah, so Hedonism is I think there's 4 whiskeys in here, 4 different original Scotch grain blended whiskeys, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's ridiculous. Like it is just, I don't know. No, I think that was a different one I had that was Spanish. That 4. This is just the best I've ever had. And here's how you know it's
he
the
doesn't
best.
know. Whatever.
Well, there's 2 of them. I've got another bottle left. I got to check and see. I might be inverting them. but this is blended. It's not a single malt. So single malts are there's just one cask, whatever. This is blended for taste. They've made it very smooth.
It's like fancy Johnny Walker.
I mean, it's $120 a bottle, so it's a lot more fancy than Johnny Walker. But well, not Johnny Walker Blue or Black or whatever it is. But yeah, it's as a Scotch, it's one of my very favorites. So cheers, pinkies up.
Cleveland at Atlanta.
Ooh, my tongue, my nipples, whatever. I mean, what? I love making you laugh. Let's talk about this game. Woo, that's nice.
Yikes.
Hello, housekeeping.
Housekeeping?
Everybody is priced down in this matchup except for Nick Chubb. And I understand.
And he's the only one I want to play.
That's it, right? There's only 4% projected rostership. That is a million making
Because he's 7,900 and he doesn't catch passes. Let's talk about a leverage smash running back. Play Nick Chubb this week. Do it. Please do it.
Please. I'm going to do it. I know for sure.
He's Saquon Barkley without the chalk. That's right now what we're looking at in this game.
Russell Wilson's reserve, by the way, Craig, is made with water. So
this mayonnaise is so spicy.
This is the most spicy salt I've ever had.
What would happen if I sent him hot box?
Oh, dude.
Did you see my A or B?
No, I need to see that.
Pull it up.
Have you seen the big mouth when their heads blow off in the matches? When their
women get horny too.
Right. Yeah. Head blows off. That's exactly what it would do. All right. We're going down. This is you. How far down are we going?
Today. You're on yours. You're on chalk.
Oh, I'm on mine. Oh, I'm in chalk block. That's where I'm. All right. Hold on. I have to go to chalk block to get to you. There we go.
Yep.
Still go.
It's up. It's higher. It's towards the top. It's one of the last things I tweeted.
Oh, so I should go higher up. I've gone too far.
You've gone too far.
That's what she said.
It's an A or B, so it's really
Here
good.
we go.
There it is.
I firmly believe my hot sauce would make Russell Wilson A, melt like the Wicked Witch of the West, B, stop his horrendous code switching cringe routine and finally be a normal person. You know what? I think Russell Wilson eating a hot pepper or eating like your hot box would be the guy from Indiana Jones and the dark melting
with the chalice. You have chose poorly.
Yeah, it's just it just would not be good. So it's so funny. I like your AB. Nick Chubb is what it is. I do like Cordero Patterson if he plays for cash. Because he just falls into the end zone. Like they get into the 20-yard line, they're like, "Hey, is it Cordell Patterson? Is he available?"
I want to see more receiving volume out of him. Though, where they're giving him all these carries, but they're not throwing him the ball. It's like Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara. Neither one of them is getting passing volume like they usually do. And Cordell Patterson's along with them. They're giving 24 carries, but they don't throw him the ball anymore. What's going on?
This is what's cool though. You know, if you can run the Sims, you look at the optimal rate overall, and that's leverage with the boom. My guy Cordell Patterson is number two. Number two. Hello, number two. Oh, this is good. I like it. So number two.
17% optimal. Woo!
That is just some sex. Boom rate of 44.
Damn.
That's something I like. And so pairing these guys up.
That's high. That's high.
Yeah, it might get your running backs right there. You know, if you think this game shoots out. If you don't, I think 47 is honestly kind of high. Atlanta is going to come back down to earth a little bit offensively. They've been averaging 26.5 points per game. They played some terrible defenses, though. I think Cleveland's a little bit better than the defense that they played. So I think
Did you see Myles Garrett, though,
Ooh!
After his wreck?
Oh, man.
That boy was wrecked up. He was tore up from the floor up.
Oh, man, that car looked like it went through the brambles.
His face looked like it went through the brambles.
I didn't want to say it. It went through an airbag. That's what an airbag does to your face.
Yeah, breaks your face.
Breaks your face. Yeah.
Because impact.
Your skin is soft, and that fucking whatever Kevlar shit that they have.
It's a rock.
You don't die, you know, it fucks you up.
It's full of air, but it's rock hard.
Oh, I don't want to hit by that. I almost totaled my car one time. A person ran into the back of me. I was sitting there, and then I went into the back of somebody else. And thankfully, my airbag did not go off, and my car would have been totaled. I still have it. Love you. But that would not be good. That would not have been good. My face would have been destroyed. I would not be as beautiful as I am right now.
Your career would have been in jeopardy.
My calf modeling would have never taken off. So my job at Vandalay Industries, which I got because some guy didn't
His
answer
face is so messed up that he has fully transitioned into calf modeling.
Calf modeling. Yeah, that would have been bad. I will stack this game. Are you going to stack Mariota? Because he's cheap, 5,600. I like his touchdown upside. Or are you going to run him naked against somebody like Nick Chubb, thinking that he's got to go tit for tat, whatever it is, tat for tat, David Beckham for David Beckham, whatever it is.
No.
I'm just going to do that myself. I'm just going to.
Weird.
I know. It is weird.
Kyle Anthony Pitts is a GPP play for me again.
Yes, sir. Are you
Kyle
stacking
Anthony
or
Pitts.
just running it back with somebody on the other side, like a Cooper or maybe an Njoku? Neither.
I just like Kyle Pitts.
You're just going to play Kyle Pitts. You're ham for Pitts.
But you know I am.
Yeah, I know you are. You and Mike, you guys are dueling banjos.
And Craig sniped him at the end of the first round in a draft against me because he knew that he wasn't going to see him get through the second.
Craig does crazy shit sometimes. I'm not.
Yeah, Scott is actually a veal underground kingpin.
You know, it's true. Yeah, I've never had veal in my life. I'm not that cultured.
You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
No, because when I go to
you come to California, I cook your veal.
I will come to California. We need to figure out a time I can come because I drive to the expo. It's not a fly thing. You know what I mean? So it's not like I got fly.
Yeah.
So if I get like one fly a year, man, I can fly out. My wife gets to travel to like Miami and vacation with her best friends. I can fly out for you. You know what I'm saying? June. We'll figure it out.
And you know how far away I am from the airport. It's like 10 minutes.
Not very far. Let's pick a winner in this game real quick. I think the winner is the people who don't watch it. The Arizona Cardinals. But good thing they put this East Coast game at a 4 p.m. time so we all could suffer through it together.
Yeah, this is one of the 3 late window games. That's one of them. We only get 3, and then one of them's that.
What the fuck are you doing, NFL? You take a game and put it in England. I get it. Those little Cheerio buckets need a little bit of the sauce. But this bullshit right here, it's bollocks. It's bollocks, Roger. I don't understand. I don't want to see this. Sorry. I'm sorry.
That was horrendous. Pour one out for DJ Moore so far this season.
He's dead. DJ Moore's dead, dude. Didn't you hear?
He's a Terp. I thought you had your Terps, your boys.
I love him. He died. We buried him last week.
Can't guess what though? This is the game I want to stack.
he's still 12% rostered, even though he's been dead for 3 weeks. That's crazy. That's just some crazy.
I'm gonna stack this game.
You know what? I hope you're right because I've got DJ Moore in your league, and I'm 3-0. I'm 6-0 in your league,
and you're going up against me.
6-0. No. But I don't have Amon-Ra St. Brown, so you're dodging a bullet there, my man.
So yeah, here we go. DJ Moore, I'm playing in a stack. Marquise Brown, yes. This is a sneaky stack game, guys, and nobody wants to watch it. But Baker Mayfield at 5,200. I'm not hating that as a leverage play.
I'm sorry.
Yep, that first one right there. Give me 3% of that first one and call it good. But then I also want a Kyler Murray stack with Hollywood and run it back with DJ Moore.
There we go.
See what I mean? The sneaky shootout game. That's gonna be the one I predict is the sneaky shootout that goes way over the expected total, and you get your cheap leverage blow up games. And that's how you win DFS, folks. It's not that hard.
Hey, if it was easy, you wouldn't be coming to us. So it's not. That's what we're here for. That's what we do. Yeah. By the way, your shirt that you have on, Paul Howdy walked up to me and gave me one of those shirts at the expo. And did he give you one as well?
The DLF guys were practically wanting to give me a bunch of them, but I took just this one.
Paul Howdy put it on my shoulder, and I knew it was him because I could smell the cigarettes coming from his teeth. So I was like, this is authentic. This is, by the way, I run in it every day. And then when I get done,
They gave me like 4 of these shirts to give away.
Hey, he walked up to me. He draped on my shoulder. He's like, "Hey, I thought you could use that, mate." Hey, what's up, Scott? Hey, Scott, you seen the? He said, "You seen?" And he named some random guy who I don't even know what he looked like. He's like, "Hey, you seen Bill Bixby?" I was like, "No." He's like, "All right, man. You smell my teeth?" You know, I was like, "Yeah, okay." So it was good. I love it. Let's talk about. Are you doing any Christian McCaffrey this week with the injury reports? That he just like went. He went like underground for 2 days. He just was like, "I'm not practicing. My thigh hurts."
So,
yeah.
So,
is that okay with you? Are you playing him? That's what I'm saying. You play. Let's build a stack then. Let's get rid of DJ Moore and let's put in some Christian. That's what I'm trying to see. You trying to get dorched? You want to get dorched, bro? You like getting dorched?
I just want a piece of CMC. I don't need a bunch.
You don't need a bunch. You need a dorch of him. You just need
the human dorch was denied a bank loan.
That's so funny. All right, let's go to a game that might not get to 30. No, it'll get to 30 because Green Bay will score like 35 points. Maybe not. Maybe 30 points. Green Bay.
No.
Yeah, not really gonna do well in this game. For PPR points. I like Aaron Rodgers though as a little sneaky play in cash. We both put him in our lineups, but only for really cash. I'm not really into him though. His points per dollar value not terrible.
Pretty good. Leverage.
Yeah, if you look at the rostership in this game,
it's clean. It's clean.
8% is the highest in this game.
It's all green. Yeah, nobody wants a piece of this game.
Nobody wants this game. Game is
one of my top tight end plays, points per dollar, Robert Tonyan. Romeo Dubs, I think, is kind of I'm surprised Dubs isn't more owned this week. He might be by the end of it.
Right.
But
we'll watch it.
I think his price really jumped after last week's performance. He's in a good matchup. I just don't know if it's a great matchup. And I'm not sure if I want to go elsewhere for a better wide receiver or try to spend down further to get a more expensive player somewhere else.
You could just avoid this game altogether. But
yeah, well, looks like a lot of people are.
Right, but for GPP purposes, though, you might want to pivot because people are off of it. So the concentration positionally, like Robert Tonyan had 2 touchdowns in a game 2 years ago. We didn't see that coming, but if you get something like that at 3,500 for him, that's a real boon to your DFS line. That's
what I'm thinking.
A tier winning play that pushes you up into the big time money. I like that. Anybody else you're playing like running backs wise in this game? Are you looking at Ramondre? Yeah, 5,200. That's a great price.
You got to emphasize the H though. Ramondre.
Yeah, is that good?
That was decent. That was pretty decent.
I'll say this. This is a pretty cool moment in my school today. We were talking about the different ways that we form the sounds in our mouth. We learned from our speech pathologist. And then different people started sharing in their language that their name was actually not pronounced how we were all speaking it in English. And it was like crazy. It was like, actually, my name's pronounced this way. Actually, my name's pronounced this way. Actually, my name's... We were just like, oh, so much to learn. So you know what? It's
Russell Wilson's like, you ever done anything dangerous?
You
trying to pronounce a foreign name.
You ever eaten a bell pepper? Bell pepper, bro? Yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel like Ramondre at 5,200. We saw last week he had the majority of the snaps. He also he's scored the points. So I mean that came in handy too. 5,200 is a good price. Anything else in this game before we jump into the Vegas?
Aaron Jones. I'll be playing some Aaron Jones. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Oh yeah. He's only 4% too. That's crazy. Yeah, whatever. People are stupid. Oh, by the way, I let a cat out of the bag today. I tweeted out, I have so much T. Higgins in redraft, and I kind of low played it, and I did not tell a lot of people that. I'm sorry. You know what? I wanted something for me this year. I was selfish. I didn't want to tell.
If they read your article, you saw T. Higgins right at the top, did they not?
Well, no. I think I took him out. I don't think he was in.
Oh, because he's too much of an alpha.
I thought, you know what? Let me go back and look because I wrote up a whole thing about him, and then I think I pulled it because I didn't want to let people know that he was somebody who I was going to be. Yeah, I started with Mike Williams. I left him off. I left him off. Yeah, I was bad. I'm so sorry. Please
Mystery solved.
Please forgive me.
I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
You know what? I thought I could have gotten away with it, and I had to confess. But Russell Wilson's getting away with nothing. He is. But then Javonte Williams. And look, Josh Jacobs is so much more rostered.
Disgusting.
Oh my gosh, people. That's just
don't do that.
Don't do that. That's a chalk you want to step aside on. That's not good chalk. It's bad chalk.
Guys, don't do that.
It's not good. No, I can't believe
Javonte Williams. Look, negative 12% leverage. Good Lord, that's bad.
That's bad chalk, guys. That's a chalk that you go like this with, and it gets in your mouth and your nose, and you're like, and then you're crying and shit. That's not good. Not good chalk.
And another note is that Melvin Gordon is questionable for this game, so Javonte Williams at the very least is going to get a little bump in usage. And against the Raiders, who are, I think, 25th against running backs, I like Javonte Williams this week.
I'm just going to say that Russell Wilson is also questionable with Russell Wilson's spicy sauce. He's had a little bit too much. He might have gas during the performance.
His banana peppers and yellow mustard spice.
Yeah. His feta cheese Alfredo, no. I run into Russ this week, but if I was going to stack him, I'm not. If I was, though, if you're interested, here are his wide receivers, and you can see Cortland Sutton leading the pack. And Devontae Adams, he's got 10 red zone targets, which is 5 more than any other wide receiver in the NFL. He's a red zone monster. Hasn't converted them all, of course. He does not have that would be a record 60 touchdowns. No, 10 touchdowns, 60 points off that. He doesn't have that. It hasn't happened yet. But what do you think about him this week? Is he a good leverage play at 10%, or are you kind of avoiding him and going straight to Stephon Diggs?
I'm not going to avoid him, but I'm also going to have a lot more Diggs than Adams. Just based on matchup, they're basically the same price, $100 apart. They're both amazing, but Devontae Adams is going to get Patrick Surtain quite a bit, and he's awesome.
Yes. And
we're going to see the old Marcus Peters against Stephon Diggs, so that one appeals a lot more to me.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the total 45.5? That's kind of high for these.
It's pretty accurate. I think it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under. I think this is around 42, honestly.
This will be one I'm not touching because there's not I think the line's pretty solid.
Yeah. I'm not building a stack with this one. Let's run the Sims.
Run it.
Run them. We didn't exclude anybody, so they might give us some players we don't want. We can go back and get rid of them. A double Steelers stack. That makes me want to vomit.
Look at all that Josh Allen. Woo-wee.
Yeah, Josh is
optimal.
Yeah, he's optimal. Wow. And Saquon. Okay, here's one I do like. It's got double tight end. Saquon.
And Richie James is sneaky.
Kendrick Bourne, Tyler Conklin, Zach Ertz, a little double tight end stack. I don't want any Alberto lineups. Burn that one to the ground. No. Please. That's terrible.
Njoku stack. I like that one with Ertz.
Yeah.
It's got Saquon and Christian McCaffrey, Zay Jones, and Deontay. So Deontay Chalk gets broken up there.
Yes.
Deontay Chalk gets broken up with the double tight there. That one's solid. Ooh, I love the top of that one.
Let me explain that to people who are watching what Bo means by that. Deontay Johnson is at 20% roster. That's a lot of chalk. And then when you add somebody like Josh Allen, who's rostered, you start to get into a lot of people have your builds. The double tight end is not a popular play. So you're breaking that chalk by differentiating yourself. You've gone. It's like when you roll dice, right? The more that you roll, your odds are changing. So you're changing the odds because you have another opportunity that is the other person does not have because you've double tight ended it. You've gotten away from that mainstream. You've taken a step off the path, and then you've taken another step off the path. So visually, you go, tight end's what it's a game changer. It really is. Take it from somebody who used it to win money. And I love that Bo brought it up because it's not something that's really utilized that often unless you're a sharp. And Bo's a fucking sharp. So I love that he saw that there. But
don't overuse it though. You don't want to overuse it. You just want to use it where it makes sense.
Pinpoint, cheap and pinpoint.
Don't be afraid of it. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, it just in so for example, the David Njoku Alberto. I'm not playing that lineup. That's not a good lineup. No, not the lineup. That's not
Alberto's in it.
Alberto's in it.
I like Njoku.
I like Njoku.
Alberto's terrible. Alberto's going to lose his job.
And this might even give me a pause and go, okay, I want to double stack with Njoku and Tyler Conklin. I think both of those upsides are big, and they're both great options for GPP tight ends. So that's something I would look in this build and go, do they have one?
Look.
Wait.
DJ Moore.
Austin Eckler. Right in here. Yeah. Christian McCaffrey. Where's DJ Moore?
Down a little bit.
Oh, down.
Right below your mouse. Right there. Right there. Where your mouse is. To the left. Seriously? To the right. You're on it. You're on all the DJ Moore lineups.
I know. I'm right here. Which one do you like between these two? Not Alberto.
The one without Alberto.
I might change.
Why is Kendrick Bourne's way too much exposure in this?
He's 100%. Let's get him out of here. I'm no offense. That game is not a game.
Feedback for Run the Sims is to be able to adjust your exposure from that screen rather than having to go back and rerun it.
I agree. I mean, I understand how it works as a Sims runner, but I don't want to have so much of Bourne.
I just think it'd be easier to adjust your exposure from the results screen. Like you don't like it, you run it again from that screen after just doing a quick click.
I would say hover on the person and then change the number right there on it,
or have a slider next to them.
All right, I got rid of them. It seems like Zay Jones is in here more. Richie James is in here more. I'm okay with both of those upside plays.
Yep.
I like those a lot better. And even
Giants have nobody else to throw to.
No.
You might want to throw in some Daniel Bellinger instead of Albert O. That's a sneaky, beautiful play.
I love this. Well, you know what? You're not going to get this anywhere else. I do love Run the Sims, but they're not doing shows. My main Justin Freeman does a couple weekly shows he does, but he doesn't do an hour-long show each week where they run the Sims. They talk about every single game. You're getting it only here at Nimble W Numbers on YouTube, and you're getting it because of Bo McBrayer and Scott Simpson, who are collabing for Chalk Block. Thank you for tuning in. Craig, you've been here all the time. We might have to bring him on as a correspondent this year and talk some DFS with Craig. We do love Craig. We haven't started the rolling guests, but guests will be a part of our show for sure. I think, between beach and family and all the things that go on, we kind of get settled and want to do our thing. But, man, we are killing it, Bo. Where can people find you, your work, and what you're doing right now?
Well, I'm a Fantasy Pros featured writer. I made my radio debut last night on Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio, Channel 87, with Bob Harris and the Football Diehards. It was awesome. It was really, I can't exaggerate it. It was a dream come true. Like for me, it was a long time where I've always wanted to be an on-air talent of some kind. And it was the first time I've ever been able to do that. So I was super stoked. I still am. I do want to thank Bob Harris publicly for giving me that chance to come on his show and talk about football. And I mean, we all love to do that. And it was just, like I said, a dream come true. So thank you, Bob. Thank you to everybody who reached out to me and blew my phone up while I was on the air. That was really distracting. It was great. I loved every bit of it.
You sons of bitches. I had to go to bed because I had to go to work. But if you can send me any clips or any type of the show, I would love to hear it. I love Bob Harris.
Here's the idea is because my Sirius XM is only in my car. I haven't downloaded the app or anything yet, but Mike Collins has the subscription. He can go to the app and download the whole episode and then clip clip the part that I was in, or the whole show for that matter. It was a good show.
I can't wait for that. This is me, Nimble W Numbers. Thank you to Bo for telling me to Ratcliffe it up and to be better. And if you don't know, we are big fans of Jeff Ratcliffe. No shade, Jeff. Impressed when we met you. We created a whole genre called Ratcliffing, and we're working on it right now. This is my it's a
You should be
verb.
honored that you are a verb in our common lexicon on a daily basis. And I've been one of your most loyal listeners on SiriusXM for years. So yes, it's an inside joke, but we're not capping on you. We think it's pretty cool that you could be a verb.
We actually love you a lot. And the story goes, we met him at the expo. And when we met him, it was the end of the night, and we were really excited.
All torn up. We were torn up.
I was, wanting to thank people just for their love for London. And Jeff, when London first was diagnosed, he had said something really kind, tweeted out the thing. Probably made it go viral, honestly, right? Probably got people to go into the donations just because he put it out there. I said, hey, man, I appreciate your support. And he goes, I don't remember that. I said, it doesn't matter, bro. I remember it. It meant something to me. And this is the thing. As somebody who just is such a good guy, he does so many great things all the time. How can he remember every good thing he does? I mean, Bo, you remember all the great things you do,
Yes, I do. I keep receipts.
Your wife.
I'm incredibly vain. Incredibly vain.
Well, I'm talking about like off air. I mean, on air, you got to kind of state your turf because you said shit. People forget. You got to say, hey, I said that shit. Don't forget it. And that's not even what I'm talking. I'm just saying when it comes to Jeff, we loved his aura and how he brought himself together. We're trying to be more like Jeff as a crew, me, you, Jorge, and Mike. So shout out Jeff Ratcliffe. And this is Bo telling me to be better and to put this up here. And so, Bo, thank you. My wife laughed and laughed and laughed because she took this picture of me and said, that is not you, but it is at the beach. That is.
I have one of those pictures. I have one of those pictures myself where it's the best picture ever taken of me. And I don't look like anything like it, but it's the best picture ever taken of me. So I fly it everywhere. And so if you meet me in public, based off that picture, I'm like, who the fuck are you?
This is me. If you want to see me in real life, this is me. I work on Thursday Night Football, and there I am. So you can see me anytime. I'm Scott Simpson. This is Bo McBrayer. Please check us out and stay tuned tomorrow for the Hot King of Spice, bringing you his best cash plays of the week. Going to win you money in head-to-heads, in those 50-50s, in those contests where you can actually make a lot of your money to build your bankroll. So check him out. Bo, you got the last word tonight, my friend.
36 points. With that bring my season-long advantage to more than 40 points, by the way. So
I'll say this. If you beat me this week by more than 11 points, which is what you have claimed, I will drink
I'm so modest. I'm like, Bo by a million. You got no chance, Simpson.
I will go out and buy a 40 and drink it tomorrow for content purposes. And not tomorrow.
I get to pick the 40 though.
Well, it does come down to availability. So what I can do is I can take a picture of what's there, and then you can tell me, because we might not have as many options as you would have there in Cali. But I'm a 40 expert, born and raised in high school in the 90s, bro. It wasn't a 40 that I didn't try, because I thought I was Crenshaw.
I have one in mind for you already.
Because I lived in the richest county in the country at the time. So when I watched Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society, I really connected, So we'll see you guys